Shemi Ajayi. No, he go score. Shemi Ajayi go score. Shemi Ajayi go score.
We don't miss any penalty that day, no.
Shemi Ajayi go. This one a senior man now. This senior man. Let's go. He's inside.
See him now. It's a game of block. It's just what he do now. See him. Just calm down. See what I do.
Good penalty. So
you don't need to do. Oh boy, I don't see him play before. Just calm down. Get up.
They don't miss. They go miss their own too. They go miss their own too. He don't miss. Okay, no be set pieces with this. He don't miss. Wanna stop this thing now?
Stone them.
He don't miss.
Damn. Fuck. You guys are fucked with my money, man. Fuck.
Hello, everyone. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show. This is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I'm joined by the man we haven't seen him for a very long time. Our only Brazilian that we have on our shows. Thabinho, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Saubrey. It's good to be back. Hey, Spain, man.
Manje mina
Spain.
Malala Ipagachuchu is doing well and it's sakho leso.
Yeah, I problem with isikhathi show sitlasha with I've got a daily meeting. So today, I took a couple of days. I took this week, leafy this week, was just to recharge for festive break. So yeah.
I think that was a good choice. That was a good choice because it's raining and I can see you driving all the way from. It's Klerksdorp, ne?
Yeah, Klerksdorp. Yeah.
Coming to Joburg. I know that road very well because I used to go to Potchefstroom. My accountant was there, so I used to go and have a meeting with. He started being here, and then he came being he. And all that. So, but I left those guys. Then I'm with a very brilliant guy now here in Kempton Park.
Closer to home.
Yeah, Negoda from Gorosi Consulting. Very good guy, very intelligent. Look, I'm a Pagania Jablil.
No, things are happening.
You see.
It's called rivalry. It happens all over the world. So it's normal in football.
Thabinho, let me just declare right from the beginning to our viewers out there that, said I'm not going to have the Messi special. It seems as if I've lost my files. So I need to talk to the guys from IT to recover. I lost everything. So he just said, you have to do some of the things. I said, nah, let's continue to do the show while we'll be checking all the files. These are some of the difficulties that we encounter. You plan something and something happened major.
Yeah.
You cannot do some of the things that you have to do, that you are committed to do. You have to do them. Thabinho, we've seen the Hall of Fame that people have been, Doc Khumalo is there, Mark Fish is there, Phil Masinga is there, and then the late, may his soul rest in peace, number of, good players. Mbazo is there. And then, just tell me a little bit about the Hall of Fame, and then tell us what's happening. Is this the first round or the second round? Because some of us are asking, where are those greats or Asian Zweleng and Choma and Kazam Tong and so on? Just come. Just highlight what's happening.
Thank you, Saubrey. This would be the second round. The greatest, the Jomo Sonos, the Kazam, the Asian Zwelings were inducted in the first round. So this is the second round. But for me, it raises a number of questions as to what is the criteria, without taking away, the induction of, Abumbazo and Doc Khumalo. Few great players have been omitted. Janine van Wyk is there ahead of Nuku and Portia Modise. Anamonati, Gloria Hlalele. Look, there's a lot of stats to back up, their induction into the Hall of Fame. Look, Nuku is one of those Banyana players with 150 caps. In 2008, she was,
I don't know, you got cut a little bit. Maybe it's network. If we can try to reconnect again. Okay. Let's restart again. You are cut for a quite sizable time. Just repeat what we are saying. You had freezed, okay? Freezed again. So Thabinho was asking that there were a lot of players like Gloria Hlalele. We know him a year from Tembisa. Not necessarily she was the first lady who played for football, but she was the first lady to popularize Gloria Hlalele. And then he's asking question, where are those people? People like Gloria Hlalele, why are they not recognized? I know Gloria Hlalele very well. And then she popularized football, ladies football, although he was not at the level of the ladies that you see now. But she was a good player. Yes, Thabinho, continue. You had freezed.
Yeah. The great Jomo Sonos, the Kazam Town, the Israelis were inducted in the first round. So this is the second round. But the second round raises a number of questions as to, why there are certain players that have omitted when we have, a good record and stats. I'll start with Nuku. Nuku have got 150 caps for Banyana. She was 2008 CAF Women's Player of the Year. She played 2012 London Olympics, 2016 Rio Olympics, 2019 Women's World Cup, 2022 AFCON, and she also played, in Spain. So you ask yourself, how did they leave her out? But that's a question that we need to try and find answers for. I'm going to look at Portia as well. Portia Modise, nominated Women's FIFA World Cup Player of the Year. voted top 3 2006 Women Footballer of the Year award, 97 caps. One of the first African women to reach 100 goals, international 100 goals. Look, that's another one that we need to look at and ask ourselves, how was she committed? Gloria and Anna Monati, I just want to, you mentioned that they were not in the level of, the current crop of players. But Prasovri, look, I had the privilege of growing up with Anna Monati, and we played together, in the amateur ranks, together with Gloria FC. There was no women football at that time, so they competed against men. You should know that. I mean, you grew up in Tembisa, you should know that. Gloria and Anna played against men. There was no women football when they started playing. Yes, when Banyana was formed, they were the first people to be enrolled. But at that time, age was no longer on their side. But we need to look at the bravery and the skill that they have. Because now women play against women. They played against men. I mean, training, they were trained like men, not like women. Okay.
And yes, I'm listening.
Yeah. And Gloria was brilliant. Anna was brilliant. Like I said, I played with Anna in the amateur ranks. So at that time, women football was not there. There was not enough coverage in terms of putting them on the spotlight. I mean, the current generations are privileged because there's cameras, there's media, there's everybody involved in covering women football. So let's not take away what they have done. Let's also, honor them, because I think they laid a foundation for the current crop.
What I like about this topic, you are not just agreeing, all right, and you are not belittling your Mark Williams, as I've shown him there. You're not belittling that, but you are saying, you are giving facts. Your dog Kumano, they've contributed a lot, but you're giving facts that these are ladies that, they started when it was not fashionable. I know very well, Gloria, I know him very well. I took him to Harrismith because by then everybody wanted to see this girl who's playing football. So I know her very well. And I think it's a point. They were playing against men because even when I took her there, she was playing against men as a winger. So now you are saying maybe us by saying this, it will make when they go for the next round to consider those people. And then I also heard you mentioning Benni MacCarthy. How was he missed?
Yeah, but look, it's an open secret. The whole world knows about Benni MacCarthy. I mean, he played for Victoria Sutabal, Celta Vigo, Porto, where he won, Champions League. I mean, let me emphasize this. Benni MacCarthy is the only South African player with a UEFA Champions League medal. Under the great Jose Mourinho. I mean, he played under the great Jose Mourinho. And when he was playing for Porto, he scored the winning goal to be crowned, UEFA Champions League. That's Benni MacCarthy. He played for Blackburn Rovers, West Ham, under 23 Sydney Olympics under Shakes Mashaba. Look, currently, as you and I are on this show, Benni MacCarthy have got 31 goals for Bafana, which makes him, the top goal scorer of all times for Bafana. I'm not taking anything away from, the Mark Williams and the Dr. Kumalos. But just to add, in 1998 AFCON, when Jomo Sono took over the team to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, Benni MacCarthy was unknown. Jomo threw him into the deep end. Guess what he did in that tournament? They went on to lose to Egypt. They got silver medal in 1998. And Benni became the joint top goal scorer with the great Egyptian striker Hossam Hassan. He scored a World Cup equalizer against Denmark in 1998. In 2002, he scored another equalizer in the World Cup against Paraguay. I'm I've got so much to say about Benni MacCarthy. The stats speak for themselves. I don't have to explain to the Hall of Fame who Benni MacCarthy is. They know who Benni MacCarthy is. How he was omitted, it's still a question that they need to answer.
Now tell me, the Hall of Fame, who are the people who decides on these names? Do you know the panel?
Not really, but I think journalists are also part of the panel. Yeah.
But these are really good questions that you're asking. You see, I normally say the media should be educational, should be educative. What you are saying now, I'm sure your younger players are not even aware of this information. I can imagine of Villa guys might not know this information that Benni at some point, he became the best player in the Champions League. I mean, he won the Champions League with Porto. And then, like you have been alluding, what Benni achieved. And then not many coaches have coached Man United, Liverpool, Man City. Benni has been an assistant coach of Man United. That on its own tells you the caliber of a person that we are talking about. And then, so yes, maybe by us saying this, maybe those who are selecting people who are inducted, they will consider these things that we have mentioned. Gloria Hlalele, I don't know whether she's still alive. And it would be nice.
Yeah, she is.
Induct people like Gloria who are still alive, your Poshia Mudisa, like you're saying. Maybe there'll be another round. Look, we'll never be satisfied all the time. But
before we wrap up, Rasobri, as a proud Pagania, Benni delivered one of the travels.
Yeah.
For Orlando Pirates.
Yes. So now there are a number of things that they need to consider. You cannot just shy away from all those facts and then ask, how did it happen? Maybe this will be an eye-opener to the guys who are doing a Hall of Fame. And then let's hear our viewers. Do they agree with you or do they disagree with you? And let them disagree with facts. I don't want people who are emotional. I know you're a Pagani,
true.
but you are giving the facts. So that's what I want. I want people to be factual, not to be emotional. And then having said that, I don't know what's happening with Kaizer Chiefs fans. Why are they saying too much hatred for Hugo Bros? And then it's an attack. This argument, well, maybe I'm subjective there. When they say he's angry because he could not be selected, he could not be appointed to Kaizer Chiefs, I can put it the other way around. Is it not Kaizer Chiefs that has lost? Did you look at this guy?
Yeah.
It looks like Kaizer Chiefs have lost. If you look at this guy, look at this guy, what he did with Mbule. He turned Mbule into something else. Remember this guy, everybody didn't want to touch Mbule. Chiefs itself, Mbule was available and he wanted to play for Kaizer Chiefs. What happened? No one wanted to consider him. So this is the coach who knows how to deal with players. And then look what he has turned Mbule. And then he has just said he found somebody who could replace Tembazwane in Mbule. And then he always says it would be nice to have both of them. But we know that Mshishi's got problems with injuries. So hopefully those injuries won't be a problem. Then they'll go to World Cup. Then he said, Hugo Bros said, I sat down with Mbuli. I said two things. There's a chance of you going to the AFCON. If lucky, it's on our side. There's a chance of you going to the World Cup. Grab this opportunity, all right? And I don't know, do you agree or disagree that when he says, I finally found, I know at some point he said, he is not at Temba's level. He still needs that Temba to be there. But he said he is closer to Themba. But now, recently said, if Themba is not available, Mbuli is there. What's your take about this?
But also, let me, people would chop me into pieces for being a Pagania. But when you mentioned that nobody wanted to touch Mbule. And the Iron Duke, Dr. Ivan Koza, said, Sipho Mbule is not a problem child. Sipho Mbule is a child with a problem. Then we can deal with that problem. So he gave him a chance and to revive his career. That's when Hugo Bruce picked him up. But going back to what you said, that he can be a replacement for Themba Zwane. I want to differ slightly to say, everyone is unique in his own way. Themba is a player on his own. There has been debates on social media about comparing Zwane to Doc Khumalo, and now it's Zwane to Mbule. Each player is unique. Doctor was unique in his own way. Themba is unique in his own way, and Mbule is unique in his own way. So I don't look at Mbule as a replacement, but I look at him as an impact player who brings a different dimension into the game. Okay, he might have similar qualities with Themba, but look, he's got his own style of playing, as much as Themba was. So I look at the two. Themba can push forward. Themba can make those runs. Themba can exploit, empty spaces. With Sipho, what I like about him, he controls the tempo of the game. He dishes out defense splitting passes. Let's look at the last game, Bafana against Zambia. Look at those passes. Those were killer passes. Those were defense split passes. The Zambia defense couldn't deal with those passes. He just destroyed them. He paralyzed them with those passes. So he's a different player. He brings a different dimension into the game, but he's not a replacement. I would steal the words of Abdesalam Wadu, Orlando Pirates coach. He said, my players are not substitute. They are impact players. He said he doesn't have substitute players in his team. So every player he brings should bring an impact, should make a difference into the game. It's not a substitute. He's not replacing. So Hugo Bruce, I compliment him. He took a gamble with Sipho and it paid out.
Remember Hugo Bruce, we were hard on him, on Themba Zwane. You know what I like about Hugo? He's a man of his own mind. Doesn't allow anyone to tell him. We were hard on him, why Themba is not there. And when he started bringing Themba, and now he was keeping him. And now he's telling us what he's telling us now. So I'm sure Chiefs fans were supposed to chill a little bit and give him a chance. Let us see, he will pick up anybody. Now, there was this friendly against Lesotho. Correctly so. He said, I'm not going to take any new player. And then they were asking him, and the insinuation was, why don't you take Chiefs players? Although it was not clear. I even saw it on Goal Magazine. Why are you so obsessed that you should take Chiefs players? 1992, the squad was full of Kaizer Chiefs. 1996, the squad was full of Kaizer Chiefs. There has been a time the squad was full of Mamelodi Sundowns. Now we are in an era where the squad is now dominated by Orlando Pirates. Are we saying those are the mistake? Pirates is on high. So there's no mistake in having many Pirates players in that squad. There was no mistake in having many Sundowns players in the squad, including Banyana. So Sundowns has been dominating. And then he said, correctly so, and I listened to Doc Khumalo yesterday, he was saying, I fully agree because I played football. When you are left with this short time, because people are saying, can he chip in another friend? Why are you doing that? You are going to risk friends. These people are still going to play what you call the knockout, this carding knockout. They are going to play the league games. So you are risking of some players going on getting injuries. And then now, remember, now in December, we'll be playing for what you call will be playing for the AFCON. So now we don't have to take chances.
We don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have time to chip in what people want to justify, what they don't want to, whatever that they want to justify. Chiefs supporters, fans, you need to chill out. Having said he's angry, maybe Chiefs is the one who lost. Can you imagine if, I mean, this guy has turned the squad around. Look now, everybody knows now Bafana Bafana. Remember, we're like Whippy Boys. Everybody didn't take us serious.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And that's it. So before I go there, are you one of those people who's excited that Nigeria are not going to the final?
But Saubrey, look, it's rivalry. We spoke about Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates rivalry, and we had the same rivalry with Nigeria. I mean, Argentina and
Brazil,
Brazil are neighboring countries. The rivalry there is very intense. One nation believes the other one is the best of the best in South America. So coming back to Nigeria, I mean, they are our rivals. I remember when we won the 1996 AFCON, they said we won it because they were not there. So we are proving to them that you are not a powerhouse anymore. If you have seen one of my posts where I said the Super Eagles of Nigeria were JJ Okocha, Nanko Kanu, Sunday Olisei, Daniel Amukachi, Manuel Amunike. The ones that we have now are the Super Chickens. They are no longer the Super Eagles. Super Eagles are no longer there. Nigeria is just a former shadow of themselves. Touching again on the Kaizer Chiefs, I mean, let's be honest. There was an era where Spanish national squad was dominated by Barcelona and Madrid players. And the Spanish nation never had a problem with that. Why do we
even
have
now?
Why South Africans have a problem when Sundowns and Pirates, players dominate the squad? Let's look at the last 5 years. The last 5 years, how many times have Sundowns won the league? How many times have Sundowns played CAF Champions League to an extent that they played the final, they lost the final to Pyramids, in the last edition. In the last 5 years, how many trophies have Pirates won? Pirates lost in the semifinals of CAF Champions League. In the last 5 years, I don't want to talk about 10 years because I'll upset people. In the last 5 years, Kaizer Chiefs only won the Nedbank Cup, right? And that doesn't make them, that doesn't clear their failures in the last 5 years. I mean, Magesi have won the Cunning Black Label Cup. It doesn't make Magesi a better team. Any team can win a trophy, but if you're consistently doing so, it shows that you've got quality and depth in the team. So Kaizer Chiefs, I agree with you. Kaizer Chiefs supporters must chill a little bit. You don't have an impact player at Kaizer Chiefs, one who carries the team on their shoulders. We had Rele carried, before he got injured. He carried Orlando Pirates on his shoulders. You've got Mushishi. He carried Sundowns on his shoulders. Who carried Chiefs on their shoulders in the last 5 years?
Well, let's hear what the Chiefs and supporters in general. But to be honest with you, I see Chiefs resurrection. They're showing signs of improvement now. They're doing quite well, which tells me that probably they are going to continue with these two gentlemen as coaches the next season. It looks like it will be like that. I don't know whether they will appoint a new coach. And then while they're still there, let me just say, on my side, I wanted Nigeria to go in there. I'll tell you why. We need a strong Africa to be represented in the World Cup. It's high time that we wrestle the World Cup from the South Americans, the Europeans, let it come to the African shores. So now, if you have strong teams or strong nations like Nigeria not being there, it weakens the power of Africa. But now, like you said, these Nigerians are not like, the first time I like the Nigerians is Rashidi Yekini. That was the late, the guy who made me aware of Nigerian presence. Then Nanku Kanu, they followed your JJ Okocha.
The JJ Okocha,
Rashidi Yakini was lethal in front of the goals. And then I remember the first AFCON that I watched, where he became man of the match. He was a killer. He was a sniper. Anything that was coming close, it was in. That was Rashidi Yakini, tall and very strong, and then
very strong,
and with speed and so on. So yeah, for me, I would love to have more African teams going to the World Cup. Zambia, the time of Kalusha Belwa, it used to be the
Kalu.
So we need more, you know. And then one should also congratulate the southern region for them to come up with this COSAFA Cup, because you have nations like Lesotho now coming up. Have you seen that Lesotho has closed gap now, and Namibia have closed gap, which is good.
Much improved.
And then Swaziland used to be during the time of Skaratindwa, William Shong, and so on.
William Shong, and Chaglas.
Down. Zimbabwe too. They used to be during the time of
Mwaruaru.
Not even before Mwaruaru. Peter Ndlovu. Remember when they were beating us 4-0 and Nigeria hit us with another 4, and then we were called 4. And then
that was the time of Screamer.
Yes, but now we don't see that coming out from Zimbabwe. We don't see those players anymore. And then, so this COSAFA thing is bringing something. And then congratulations to Desiree Ellis. She has been appointed finally as the coach for Banyana Banyana. I think that it was a good thing. And then, we'll watch the space very closely. For me, to be honest, we need to congratulate the boys. I would have loved Nigeria to be there. But maybe Nigerian football, they must also look into themselves and maybe do what we did in terms of Hugo Bros. Hugo Bros came out of nowhere. And while I'm still there, I know Nigeria has been chasing Pizzo for some time. What do you say about Yanga having appointed Pizzo to go and taking care of the under 11, under 15 of Yanga? And then what happened? Were we sleeping here? Were we not aware that we need Pizzo to, because Pizzo is good in terms of building football and so on. That is why he's got an academy. So I don't know. What's your comment about it?
Saubrey, I think as South Africans and Africans in general, we are worst enemies. We suffer from self-hate. The politics are killing, the development and growth of our football. I don't have to mention stats about Pizzo. He has done wonders. He has achieved a lot. And, I always say, he's got nothing left to achieve in the PSL and he's not coming back to PSL. He has won everything you can think of in the PSL. And if you listen to his statements, his main focus, his argument is, why do we have European coaches in Africa, but we don't have African coaches in Europe? So if you analyze that statement, his eyes are focused, in Europe. And developing, football, in Tanzania. Is it Kenya or Tanzania?
Tanzania.
Tanzania. It's a great
they are rising.
Yeah, it's a great move. They've identified potential and they need somebody with, experience, especially African, because you need to start at home. Like, white people say charity begins at home. They need to start developing football in their country before they can look into, I want to give them 2 or 3 years and you will see they will break into, African football. They will start, making inroads in CAF competitions, which is going to bring in a lot of change in that country.
Remember that CEO of Yanga, he's the one who turned TP Mazembe to be a giant. So he's doing it now with Yanga now. And now Pizzo's resume, Pizzo has won 3 CAF Champions League titles. 2 FIFA World Cup bronze medals, and 5 domestic league titles and multiple trophies. So I don't know where we're sleeping. And Peter has always been saying, I'm available. Were we sleeping or what? Or is because Peter is always talking his mind, just like Hugo Bros. And then I wonder whether Hugo Bros would survive at Kaiser Chiefs, because if Hugo doesn't want something, he'll say it. He won't shy away.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are some things that we need to consider. We need to give due where it is supposed to go. Hugo Bros has done a lot. Whether he wins the World Cup, the mere fact that we're nowhere. No one was taking us serious. I was not even watching Bafana anymore. But this guy has made us to look forward to watch Bafana. Whether it's AFCON, whether it's CAF, or what is Chen, you are motivated to watch. So you cannot downplay the contribution of such a person. Well, they call it Matala, the old man. He has said Helman Hlalele should take over. What do you say about it?
Yeah, look, I think he has laid a solid foundation for the team, and Helman has been part of, the technical team of Hugo Bros. I mean, Saubrey, I agree with you. I mean, we have a problem in this country where we don't have confidence in our own, and not actually this country, but this continent. Because I'm going to give you an assignment to look at who will be sitting on the bench, in the next AFCON in December. It will be dominated. I think the last AFCON, 80% of coaches were European. Why do we want to have European coaches to come and dominate here? It goes back to what Peter is saying. Why do we have European coaches in Africa, but we don't have African coaches in European football setup? So we need to try and lift our own. It's time that we give it a try. Let's push Helman. You look at rugby. Rugby, they deal with one of their own. I mean, Rassie Erasmus is South African. What's wrong with us, giving Helman the position? He's one of our own.
Moreover, if you remember quite well, Pereira, he said, when I leave, Peter should take over. And of course, Peter took over. Look what happened. So maybe, because, maybe Hugo Bros has seen something. Lucas Hadebe has just said, you guys don't know, Helman Hlalele is the brains behind Bafana. So don't underestimate that statement. From who? From Lucas Hadebe, the guy who played for Leeds United. All right? The chief.
And he played with
United. Yes. You're saying?
No, I said he also played with him, in Bafana. So he knows him for a very long time.
Yeah. So you cannot underestimate those views. They come from educated people. I've listened to Doc Kumal at some point, or he was talking about Hugo Bros. Doc really respect Hugo Bros. I also take as a heads up to Hugo Bros. That man has done well. We know that he's going to retirement, but I'm worried about that library. We are going to lose it. I would have loved us keep him maybe as a consultant of some sort, maybe at the youth level, because football is going there now. If you look at Messi, what he's doing with Inter Miami, by looking at youth, I think he has seen it at Barcelona. Barcelona is dominating because of the youth policy. All right, this thing of buying players, the players are being overpriced now. Unlike the price is too much. It's very difficult to sustain. Thabinho,
look at what the Bureau have done.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up, even if it has been very, very difficult. It's raining, a little bit cold, a little bit outside. And then, wish you good luck. Who are you playing this coming weekend as Pirates?
This weekend, I think we're playing Chippa United. We're playing Chippa United.
Okay, is the league?
Yeah. 3 points in the back, 3 points in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a whole lot of problems.
We'll watch the space. And then it's a pity we don't have Chovicho. It's when anymore.
Yeah.
He was going to tell us that I'll be there to do the menu listo. Thank you so much appreciated. People, please continue to subscribe and like and comment. Thabinho, bid the viewers farewell.
Thank you, Brother Saubrey. It was an honor to be back. I missed the show. I'll make time whenever I get a chance. Yeah, it's nice to be here to contribute and discuss football. I love football. Yeah, I grew up. I never had a chance to play, at the highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been in football for.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure you are already in the year 2025, and then you are asking yourself, what are you going to do? Some of you have been working for many years, and then now you are contemplating of either resigning or going on retirement. And it looks scary. You're not sure what are you going to do, how are you going to survive, you're worried about your pension, and so on and so on. Especially if you're a GPF member at the age of 55 and above, and you are in those situations. You are thinking, what's going to happen? Remember, the most important thing, you need to think about how can you save the little that you have, in terms of how do you avoid penalties? Because when you retire earlier than 60, you'll be penalized. How can you avoid that? Not to be penalized, not even a cent. You also want to make sure that you maximize in terms of the taxation. But get me right, tax applies to everyone. But you want to make sure that you are tax as little as you can. And you want to do all those things. You need somebody who's skilled, somebody who's trained to deal with finance, because tax avoidance is allowed. Because when you avoid tax, you use the tax law. Now, if you want to do that, to make sure that you save as much as you can, don't hesitate. Contact us, TBR Solution, or the BigR Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. And then just say, please, I want you to assist me. I want to go out. So come and share knowledge with me. Now, no obligation. You don't have to make any obligation. Just listen to the facts. After listening to the facts, make a decision. Can listen to us, can listen to others, then so that you're exposed to various information, so that when you make a decision, it's an informed decision. Now, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution. Here I'm representing the BigR Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. If you want to know how to get hold of us, just look at the WhatsApp number, drop us your contact via WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.